we have here?
Another murder victim. We've identified him as a James Hilroy. Belonged to some rich family from LA.
Do we know how the victim was murdered?
Yes. It appears that he was choked to death with a belt.
This just makes me sick. How can somebody do this?
It's unfortunate, sir. This is part of the ongoing murder case that started about 3 months back.
Now that you mention it, there does seem to be a pattern here, doesn't there? All the murders took place on the same day of each month, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I've got some thinking to do. Make sure any evidence here gets to forensics.
Understood.
Thank you for your help, officer. Keep your head up and have a good night.
Glad I was able. You have a good night too, detective.
Numerous reports are flooding in about a recent murder that's taken place in Chicago.
That's right. This time the victim is being identified as James Hilroy of Los Angeles. Hilroy was found dead at a construction site, and reports indicate that he was strangled to death with a belt.
This is the third murder incident that has happened in recent months. Cops have particularly been involved in this case because in the past 3 months, on the same day, there has been a murder. Cops feel that these murders are linked. Cops are encouraging people to stay inside at night, travel in pairs, and do anything to stay away from danger. The criminal is at large.
The test to find out more about James Hilroy, cops recently found out that his Facebook account was recently deactivated. Cops are at the scene right now trying to piece everything together. And now, with sports.
Hello? Is anyone there? Are you the person I'm supposed to meet?
Afternoon, Detective.
Afternoon, officer. What happened here?
The victim was shot in the chest and left to bleed to death.
Has he been identified yet?
Yes, we've identified him as Lucas Jones, a student who went to the school. There's a lot of indicators pointing that this might be linked to the murder trials that happened a few months back.
Do we know anything else at this point?
When we tried to find more information about Mr. Jones, we searched for his Facebook account, but as per usual, the other murder trials, it was deactivated shortly after his death.
Was this here when your team arrived?
Yes, sir. It was here when I arrived at the scene.
Well, I'm going to take this back to my office, put it with the rest of our evidence. Make sure your team wraps up here and don't tell the press. I don't want them knowing about another murder.
Yes, sir. I understand.
Good work, officer.
Thank you, Detective. You have a good night.
You too.
Breaking news out of Chicago. Yet another murder incident has taken place. The victim was identified as Lucas Jones, who was shot in the chest by an unknown assailant.
Police are telling that it is another murder linked to the ongoing case that started 4 months ago, as it's a confirmed 4th murder victim. Police are eagerly tackling the case and coming closer to a lead that may put this criminal behind bars.
In the meantime, police are encouraging the fact that people stay inside at night, travel in pairs, and do whatever you can to stay safe, as this criminal is still very much at large.
This just in, police have just recently found out that the Facebook page of the victim was recently deactivated. This confirms that the criminal has been using the Facebook page against his victims.
Why can't I figure out who this killer is? Come in.
Is everything okay in here, Detective?
Yeah, just a little flustered. I still can't figure out this case.
Yeah, I understand. This case has all of us on edge. Don't worry. You'll figure it out soon.
I sure hope so. People are looking for answers.
Yeah, you'll figure it out. Don't worry. You're one of the best in the business.
Thank you. What happened to your face? You got a scratch there.
Oh. Yeah, my cat accidentally scratched me.
Well, that sucks. I have a cat myself.
Yeah,
They're vicious.
Very.
Okay. Well, I've got some work to do.
Alright.
So, you have a good night, officer.
You too. Best of luck.
Officer,
Yeah?
that on your hip there, what is that? Is it 45?
Yeah, it's just standard police issue.
Okay. You have a good night.
Alright, you too.
Why can't I figure this case out? Why can't I put the pieces together? Wait a minute. What is that under? Is that flesh?
Oh. Yeah, my cat accidentally scratched me.
You played me like a damn fiddle!